Inside you, there are two wolves. One wolf remembers when a near-fatal life-altering car accident changed his life, while the other remembers when her mother went to research spiders in the Amazon just before she died. It's only up to you to figure out which wolf you really want to embody. And that was my concept of an opener for the movie that I'll be reviewing today. Let's get into it. Hello there, podcast listeners and movie flicker pickers. You're listening to the Pic-a-Flic podcast, a show, like many, that covers a variety of film and sometimes TV and is reviewed by yours truly, the Western Wonder. For this episode, I wanted to cover a film that was actually on my list of anticipated movies of the year. And as you can see, the anticipation died pretty quickly as this came out back in January, and this has probably been available digitally since as early as March. Now granted, I wasn't expecting too much out of this, but the concept was intriguing enough for me to keep it on my radar. For a time anyways. So, what went wrong that other critics and audiences weren't so jazzed about this? Well, let's figure this out in the fast round review. This is Wolfman. Christopher Abbott plays a father living in San Francisco who experienced a rough string of traumatic childhood events. These events have made him extremely overprotective over his daughter, which causes a bit of a rift with his wife, played by Garner. He plans to hitch a trip back to Oregon after his estranged father, who was a hunter, has officially been declared deceased after going missing. Unfortunately, the trip starts to take a bit of a turn from the worse when the father encounters a werewolf and slowly starts feeling the effects. So yeah, this was a bit of a mixed bag for me. Abbott definitely plays the overprotective and skirmish yet equally overbearing father figure to a T. Just from his early interactions with his daughter and wife, you could tell that he would likely be the reason why what happens for the remainder of the movie takes place. And that's exactly what happens. Despite the things that he went through, I definitely struggled to side with him at points up until the werewolf fever started to take control. Nonetheless, he does as good as he can on the acting front, as does Garner and the actress playing their daughter. I do think that the story having a limited cast makes this a little less chaotic in its mixed bagginess. The pacing can be a bit timid at points. Potential could have been had during key scenes, and I kinda had to snap myself out of boredom occasionally. Expounding further on the potential element, I would have liked to see more wolf action here, as well as some further depth on the characters because they fully didn't click for me in the grand scheme of things. Despite some of my tiffs with the movie, there are some net positives to be found here. The tense elements are fine for the most part, and the wolf transformation is probably one of the more memorable aspects of the movie. Wolf transformation in film is usually easy kino for the visual aspect alone. An American Werewolf in London, for example, is one of my favorites, and it makes the suspense aspect a lot more effective in the final act. It's also interesting to see the stages of his transformation and started to think of other movie characters that he starts to resemble, like that guy from Men in Black for instance, but also as how gnarly and garish he started to look. For the Pic-a-Flic rating scale out of 5 popcorn buckets, I'll give the movie a light 3 out of 5 and I'll probably end up forgetting about it by December. There was a larger percentage of the film that I wasn't fully grasping than the percentage of the film that I was locked in on. Perhaps I'll give it a second chance later to watch it. I do think that the film has interesting concepts, but it's a bit all over the place and it didn't really feel truly fleshed out for me, and when it did, it was kind of a case of too little too late. Again, if you dig horror fare with a dash of slow burning melancholy and some intense wolf action, then this might be the film for you, but for me it just comes out as just okay. And that's gonna be a wrap on this particular episode. Pretty fast, you know? Now, given my busy summer schedule off the pod, I'm still planning my next episode review, so stay tuned. It'll probably be something old though. If you'd like to be among the first to get notifications of when new reviews and episodes drop, make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to said shows, and you tell a friend to tell another friend to check out the show. All support and feedback is appreciated. And if you're listening on YouTube and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you smash that like button, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. And if you want to follow this on social media, we can be found on Twitter, Instagram, and the app that makes clock noises, TikTok, under the username handle at Pic-a-Flic Pod. That is at PICAFLIC POD. Also, if review logging is your thing, then you may be familiar with Letterboxd, where you can also find non-audio exclusive reviews that I do under the aforementioned Pic-a-Flic Pod username. So be sure to follow me there if you use that platform, and I'll be sure to follow you back. Once again, Thank you all for tuning in to the show, and until the next one, this is the Western Wonder, and I'm signing out. Justice for Tiny Chef. Peace out.